Hello, I am Kat Wood, so welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share an update video. I'm thinking about, because I'm trying to get through this Bible a little bit faster, so my focus needs to be more on this Bible than what I do. So I am going to do a flip through of it, explain a little bit. I do, however, have a playlist where I've been sharing my journey, my tips, my tricks, what I've learned, the pins that I use. All of that information can be found, and I also have some process videos. A lot of people look at it when I post it on my social media accounts and stuff, and some of them jokingly, I know, jokingly, they're like, so you're totally just copying it, you're totally just photoshopping it, because it doesn't look like it's possible. Like, no one should be able to write as small as I do. So, I did a couple of process videos, and sometimes it's just fun just to watch. I like watching other people just write. I like watching videos where other people are just journaling. It's just so relaxing to me. So I do have a couple of videos like that. But I figured I would just come on here. Now the pins that I am using, I rave about these pins. It has taken me I started in the beginning of 2019. So I didn't get this pin until last year. So going on, what is it, 2 years. So all of 2020 and then all of 21. But they are the pintail, and they're the hybrid ones, you guys. Oh my, they are amazing. Now the 08, I don't write with this one. I make my chapter numbers bolder so you can see them. So I just leave that pin here, so whenever I write a chapter number, I have it. But I use the 03. That's the size that I found is amazing. The 04s work good. I just like 03s, just is perfect for me. So I do like the 03s. Alright, if you watch the beginning of my videos, I've started out with my micron pens. I've tried so many. So I'm going to go ahead and show. This is where the date that I've actually started on. So like the Genesis, that would be the very date that I've actually started. Like I finished a full page. It was in 2018. And then showing you my process. It's been a journey. So obviously the first page, we're going to look at it and we're going to notice like there's some very differences from how I've ended up to like today's date. Alright, you can tell because I was using the Sharpie like artist pens, like right up here. Let me show you how in beginning the words are just like they're smashed together. I went, what is it, 1, 2, so on the fourth sentence and the fifth I tried the Pilot G Text. It's just I was trying different pens to see what I liked, what worked best when it came to writing out, like just the flow of the actual paper itself and the pen, because you don't want it to be scratchy, you don't want it to be too blotchy. I mean, look right here, see how that's just, it's all, you can read it, it's light, but it's just all together. And then my cursive writing, it just does not look good. I just started doing my cursive writing since I've been in school, and that was like years ago. So I had to reteach myself all of this. And this is the Bible that done it. I've taken one full page like this, takes me 2.5 hours to do. Not back in this time, because I was just going as fast as I could. I wasn't really paying attention. I was making a lot of mistakes because I wasn't paying attention. Just say if a cat, like right here, jumped up on my lap because he's nosy, I would get distracted. I would come back. I would rewrite something a couple of times. It's just someone can call me. I'll look away and I'll come back and think, yeah, it's just so easily to get distracted. But it was and has been an amazing journey and so much time. So yeah, it's 2.5 hours on one page. Then you come to the back and you got 2.5 hours on the next page. So there's 1,000+ hours that I've dedicated just to this Bible alone. If you have been following me for a while, you know this isn't the only Bible. And then another thing I get always asked is like, Kat, how do you find the time? Where do you find that time at? How are you getting, you're working, you have kids, you have fur babies, you're married. How are you finding all this time? And I prioritize. I don't allow myself to sit on, you know, on my phone for hours on end. I'd rather sit here for hours on end. If I'm, oh, I like the way this is, but it's too dark. That literally is too dark. I've been playing around with pins, but yeah, check out that playlist. I show you what pins I've been using on what pages, and it's been an amazing journey. But I was telling you about my hours. I literally prioritize. I won't go hang out with friends for, you know, hours on end. I'll just, you know, I'll put this first. I put God first. And in doing that, it has literally, it's discipline. It's not always fun. I'm not going to be like, oh, it's the most amazing, because it at first it was super, super hard to do. It wasn't something that I first woke up and thought about. Now, when I wake up, this is literally the first thing I think about. I want to get in my Bible. I want to know what God has for me. It's been amazing. So I did want to say something about this. So here's another mistake that I did. If you're looking at this page, you're like, I was like, I don't know why I did not write full, you know, up here on top where it's supposed to be. But I was copying from the page behind it, and I started right where Exodus started, on the following page. So I have corrected that since then. Because that's another thing. People are like, how are you writing so straight? Well, I have help from the following page. You can see the following page through the paper. So I'm trying to get one page. I'll show you close to that time. But yeah, so you can see it. This is some coffee I spilled. It's definitely a used and well-loved Bible. I mean, I've taken it to work. I had dirty hands from just flipping through the Bible. So, I've loved it. I literally have loved it. I do wish oh, so beautiful. And you can watch how my cursive writing has grown. I mean, it literally it gets better as the time goes. I learned to slow myself all the way down. I've learned that it's not a race. I've also noticed it's my personality, and like the mood that I'm in. If I'm in kind of like a rushed mood, or I'm mad or annoyed or anything like that. Right here, I finished this book on April 19th. With my attitude, like if I'm annoyed or anything aggravated, I will write differently. My cursive writing looks completely different. So I've noticed that too. Try to find on a page if you could tell, because you can find I'm perfectly in sync. Everything's going fine, and then maybe I had a phone call or an argument with my husband, and then I come back here and it's completely different. I was like, oh, you can see the difference. It's funny. It's things that you notice when you're so devoted to something. Like when you see the slightest little change, you could start picking up on that. And again, it's a good way of learning. This has been a huge eye-opener, and I never expected it to be. I've never expected this journey to show so much of myself, to learn so much of myself, I should say. So 2019, I was pushing really hard, really working and dedicated in this Bible. I was excited. I'm still excited about it, but you know, when something's new and fresh, and I was excited to share with you all. I still get excited to share with you all. It's just I haven't put so much. Yeah, this is poor. Look at this. You could tell I was probably doing this late at night and not paying attention to how my line was just going do 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 up. That does happen. So, but it just shows that I'm a human. A human did this. I never made copies. It's not something that is just photoshopped that I glued it on the page. No, I literally did this. You see my mistakes. I can point out my mistakes to you. It's not all perfect like how you get over here. But my kids know how much time, how much love, how much dedication I really put into this Bible. And they're the ones that get to benefit from it. They're the ones that, they probably won't necessarily get to read all of my handwriting because it is so tiny, but when I'm gone, I know that they're going to treasure this Bible the most because they seen the work and they got the mama's handwriting. It's a love letter. It's God's love letter to them through me. It's so beautiful. I want to do a Bible for each of my children. But I got to pick up the pace because this time it's taking 3 years, 4 years on one Bible, and I got to pick up some time. I got to pick it up. All right, so this is May of 2020, and it's 1 Samuel's. So the year 2020, as we all know, it was crazy. I hardly ever picked up this Bible. So I think Ruth was the first. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, so the book of Ruth, right there, you can see, in January 7th of 2020. So all of 2019, that is where, that's what I did. 2019, this is it. Okay? So, I'm going to put a pin here. I got my window open. Sorry about that. I'm going to show you how much I've done. I didn't do a lot, like I said, because it was a crazy year. I was really focused on other Bibles. My Allen, my purple Allen, the long, what is it? A long primer? No, why does that not sound familiar? Long primer sovereign. It sounds funny for some reason right now. I don't know why. Long primer. It just sounds funny. Like the word sounds funny. But yeah, it's a long primer. The 62 long primer. I have a video over that. That Bible is the one that I shared most of 2020 in. I was just doing all of my daily writings, thoughts, reflections. It was all in that Bible. So this Bible was taken out, but not nearly enough like it should. You could tell December I was really, oh, and that's another thing. I also started writing down the date and the date that I finished this page. I should write down, like, if it's a sunny day. Ooh, that would be cool. But I'll probably do that in the next Bible. I'll probably write down if it's a sunny day and stuff like that. Alright, so 2020. That's all I did. So 2019 and then 2020. So yeah, this Bible really did not get to see a lot of love last year. I'm trying to make it differently this year. So all of this year, this is what my handwriting has been. Looks so, so, so beautiful. I am so proud of myself. I have like my hand gets worn. I can't show you. My phone won't focus on it. Let's see if I could touch the focus. autofocus. Like right here where my ring is, there it is. That's a callus. That's a callus from writing. How crazy is that? And then right here, because when I hold my pen, I hold it like this. So my pen is always on my hand, and it causes actual sores. Like it's starting to get tough because of how much I'm writing. And I haven't written in a while, and last night I was like, oh, my hand hurts. I forgot, like it's just 4 hours on just focusing on writing. Ooh. But the blood, sweat, tears that I've done in this Bible, I love it. This is like my most cherished Bible. So beautiful. And the further along I get into it, I'm also learning, because at the beginning you could see everything was like all squished together. I was just worried about getting the words all on the page. I knew I had to write tiny, so I was just getting everything together. Now I'm actually trying to space the sentences, and it looks so wonderful. That compared to this, I don't know if that's like a good page or something, but like you can really tell. Oh, here we go. Like, see how it's all just crammed together? And then now it's clean, it's crisp. Practice, 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 practice. It did not happen overnight. It was a slow process, and you just don't give up. And another thing I tell people when they want to tackle this journey too, go slow. Don't go in, don't look at the read the sentence. Don't read the whole sentence and come over here and write it, because for me, I couldn't do that. I would put in my own words. It could be some small word, and I could add it. I did not want that, so I would read half of the sentence, put it in my mind, make sure okay, I have it, and then put it down on paper. Before, I would just looking, write it down, looking, write it down, just straight copy back and forth. Now I literally slow down. I take my time. I don't write this. I am drawing this on here. So I'm not just coming over here and just doing a bunch of writing. I'm literally taking the time and I'm drawing, and you can tell it really has helped. Slowing down and just focusing on each little letter, how it's supposed to look, what you want it to look like. It don't always turn out the way I want it to. Ooh. There are some days that are way better than other days, but that's part of life. You're going to have those off days. You just keep on chucking through, you keep pushing through. Alright, so right now, these are my most recent couple of pages. Right here. It's this month. This was last night. So beautiful. And then this is where I'll be starting next. And I also found having these little flags, they have been so helpful. They're just the Post-it note flags, and I put it right where I need to start my next writing. So they have really helped. If I get a phone call, anything happens, I'm like, hold on, and I move my flag right where I'm at. So when I come back, I'm not like having to reread everything to figure out if I already wrote that. But this is basically the same amount that I've written all of 2020. I've done that, so I'm hoping to continue to encourage myself to write out way more. So yeah, that has been my journey. Another thing I have found super helpful is getting This is the ESV, and it's a personal size. So when you are, let me tuck this in. When you are writing on this side of the page, for me, it strains my eyes having to look over here, read it, and then come over here. So what I have found helpful is getting the same translation that you're writing, so the same Bible, going to that page that you're on, and this is what it will look like. So I'm reading it over here, I'm making sure I understand it, get it in my head, write it on my heart, come over here, and then get it down on paper. I reread what I write to make sure they match up. Come back over here, do it again. So having an additional Bible, if these words are too tiny for you, you can use a large print. Just be careful when you see the large print, you're not coming over here and writing it in large. You have to be careful with that, because your mind just gets in the habit of it starts to become like just straight copying, and you don't want to do that, because that's when you can easily mess up. You have to stay focused and, devoted only on what you're doing. Block out everything else. But okay, so I hope this was enjoyable, and I know you guys love these videos. So okay, remember, be a creative tool in our Father's Art Box today. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.